Hi, in this video we are going to see about simple database applications, that is basics of our database. So a database is a collection of data and it is a base, right? It contains information about one particular enterprise. So database management system consists of a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs to access those data. What is the primary goal? The primary goal of a DBMS is to provide an environment that is both convenient and efficient to use in retrieving and storing database information. So examples of DBMS are MS Access, Oracle, MySQL, Server, Sybase, etc. So characteristics of a database. One is consistency, support for query language, multi-user environment, less data, relationship, security, all that. So DBMS provides greater consistency to the forms of data storage and support for query language. It is equipped with query language which makes it more efficient to retrieve and manipulate data. Multi-user environment. DBMS allows multi-user environment and allows them to access and manipulate data in parallel without creating any conflicts. Then less data redundancy. DBMS offers less data redundancy, that is number of repetitions are very less. Then relationship among data. It establishes relationship among data, right? Security. Allows different levels of security features to the data. So these are the 6 characteristics of our database applications or database. Advantages of database. It's a way to consolidate and control operational data centrally. Okay, and it is a better way to control operational data. You can control it centrally, which is a better way, right? So the advantages of having a centralized control of data. What is that? First one, reduced data redundancy. It reduces by how it reduces the redundancy by integrating the file. But this approach cannot completely eliminate redundancy. It can control data redundancy. Then inconsistency can be avoided. So when the same data is duplicated and changes are made at one side, which is not propagated to the other side, okay, one side you are going to change some data and it's not getting reflected in the other side. For that also the latest data is needed. So at that time what happens, it gives rise to inconsistency. Then the two entries regarding the same data will not agree. So if the redundancy is removed, chances of having inconsistent data is also removed. Okay. Then data can be shared. The data storage from one application can be used for another application. You can use the same data in different applications. Thus, database stored for one application can be shared with new applications. Standards can be enforced. Certain standards can be enforced to the database approach for regarding data formats, naming, documentation, access rules, etc. Okay. So the DBA, that is database administrator, can ensure that all applicable standards are observed in the representation of data, right? Then fifth one, improved security. It prevents unauthorized access to data by means of the username, password, access rights, etc. Integrity is maintained. So integrity means the data in the database is accurate. Okay. Centralized control of data helps in permitting the administrator to define integrity constraints to the data in the database. Okay, it defines integrity. Administrator will define integrity constraints to the data in the database. This is because of the centralized control. Okay, so that's why the data is accurate. Backup and recovery. These actions can be taken in current consistent state from the inconsistent state. Okay, you can suppose if you have an inconsistent state, you can bring it into your consistent state. That is your backup and recovery. Then increased productivity. The database approach allows the programmer to concentrate on specific functionality which is required by the user. So this increases the productivity. Then concurrency, increased concurrency. This database approach handles the concurrent data effectively. Okay, the loss of information or integrity is avoided in this approach. Then improved maintenance. As database approach provides the data independence, it simplifies the data application maintenance because of the data independence. This data independence we'll see in the future videos. So this actually it simplifies the database application maintenance. Centralized database. Data is stored in a single repository and an authorized access to the data is allowed. Okay, only the administrator can give appropriate access rights to the authentic users. You have to be an authentic user, and access rights for you will be decided by the administrator. There are certain disadvantages also for the DBMS. One is complexity, size and cost. Complexity. This is actually very complex to implement, and size, if you see, it consumes large amount of storage space. Okay, next cost. A multi-user DBMS is very expensive, and also the maintenance cost is involved in the database management systems.